Are you recording right now?
I am.
Ooh, so don't pick my nose.
I mean, I could just delete it.
You wouldn't though.
I know.
Look, come see Katie at Metro Mortgage. She picks winners.
She picks winners. Oh my gosh. I love that. I might leave that part in. Oh my gosh.
Kind of like how Metro Mortgage, we do weird, but we do weird right.
It's so true though.
I know.
Gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So really what we're here to talk about today is how to help people move in positions where they think they can't, right? So I hear a lot of people saying, how do I buy and sell at the same time? It sounds like a lot. Like, do I have to hand over my keys at the same time I'm signing paperwork? How do I move? How do I bridge the gap between having one house and getting another one? So I'm excited to hear about the solutions that you guys offer.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's always it's not complicated, but it's always a little bit more complicated when you are trying to buy and sell at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's kind of where we come in with a couple of different options. We do have a couple of different types of bridge loans. One where you can have up to 6 months to sell your old house.
Oh, wow.
And it would bridge that gap, to purchase the new house and, closing costs, down payments, anything like that.
So if most of their money, let's say, is tied up in their equity.
Yep.
They can kind of borrow that equity a little bit, and you guys help them borrow that equity so they can get a mortgage on the new house.
Correct.
And they got time to move and then get that baby online and get it sold.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So with one specific program that we offer, you have 6 months to get it sold. And then you can possibly, with this program, not have a mortgage payment on your old house if you still have a mortgage on it.
Oh, wow.
So that definitely helps with the debt to income ratios to qualify for the new house, because a lot of people can't qualify to purchase a new house if they still have a mortgage on their old house.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular program, can take care of that payment, and then that way they can qualify for the new one.
Well, that way too, they move into the new house and they're not starting to
Trying to
pay
do
the
two.
new one
Yep.
and then paying the old one.
Yeah.
Because it might also make them make decisions without thinking about it. So like, we just have to get it sold,
Yep.
So they might rush through the process a bit, which is
Mhm.
the least favorite thing we've ever done.
Right.
Is
It's-
rushing.
It's stressful enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're still moving.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have any solutions for people that may be looking to, maybe they want to hold on to the house, maybe they have kids that end up wanting to live there, but they still need to borrow some money just to get the ball rolling? Do you have anything?
I mean, it depends. We do have home equity lines of credit available, or you could do, depending on how much equity is in the house, if you don't have a mortgage on your current house, you could always do a cash out refinance, and use, those funds to purchase the new house in cash. And then that way you just have the mortgage on your current house. There's a couple of different things that we could do with that.
Because you guys are very creative. I know that.
Yes.
Like, that's why I always tell people you got to use Metro, because there's things that you guys are able to do being a mortgage company.
Right.
Like with banks, they have a lot more restrictions where they have to go to this person, this person, this person. By the time you get to the level 10, it's been so watered down, the care and the customer experience is pretty narrow.
Yeah, when you usually just work with one of us and you're kind of stuck with us.
You're kind of stuck with it forever, and it's fantastic.
Right.
So on the flip side, for people that don't already have a house, right, they're like, oh my gosh, I would love to have a house, but the other thing I'm hearing a lot in the market is interest rates are so high right now, I'm just going to wait till they come down. Or, like getting money to do a down payment's kind of challenging.
Right.
I want to be able to fix places up, because a lot of, whether they're buying a home for a first time, that if funds are limited, they really want to spend that money on like painting or putting trim up and just making it their own.
Yep.
So what kind of solutions do you have for people that have the money to buy the house, but they would like some more flexibility on like a rate or, just cash to close? So
we do have MSHDA loans. So MSHDA does have a couple of different options. If you're doing down payment assistance, you get, I think the rate right now with MSHDA is 6.625. But if you're doing no down payment assistance, the rate is 6%. So if you have the money for the down payments, for the closing costs, you could, as long as you qualify, get that 6% interest rate with the no down payment. Or we have rate buy down programs, like a 2-1 buy down, or a 1.0 buy down. And really what essentially that is let's say the market rate's at a 6.99.
Sure.
And you do a 1.0 buy down, your payment for, the first year will be at a 5.99. Then after that 12 months, it goes back up to that 6.99.
Okay.
Now you still have to qualify at that base rate, at that 6.99,
Mm-hmm.
but that for that first 12 months, your payment would be based off of that 5.99%.
So in that situation, is that something like, so with a buy down, is there a certain way that people do that? Is that something they personally invest in? Is this something we can ask the seller for?
The sellers would be the ones to take care of that in a form of seller concessions.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to write up an offer for my client, they're like, hey, we would really like to do more to the house in that first year, right? We
Mm-hmm.
have to paint, we got to put a trim, we got to
Yep.
this, that, the other thing. We could write in there, if they're able to bring money to closing as it is, my clients, right? But they want a little more wiggle room.
Mm-hmm.
We could do a rate buy down. So for that first year or those 2 years, right? Depending on which program we use, it would lower their payment then because it'd be taking that interest down.
Correct. Yeah. So the payment for the first, on a 1.0 buy down, your payment's going to be based like 1% lower on the interest rate for the first 12 months, and then it goes back to regular. On a 2.1, it goes 2% lower for the first 12 months, 1% lower for that next 12 months, and then back to the market where it was locked at.
Okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm. So in the event, so let's say we're so excited, we got this 2.1 buy down from a seller, we close, clients get a break for a couple of years.
Yep.
What happens if that percentage naturally drops? Like we naturally go down to a 5.9. Can they refi?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So that doesn't inhibit any refinance or any changes they could make to their loan?
Nope. And we watch the market, the rates like crazy. So, I mean, we definitely look out for our customers and keep them at top of mind whenever we see, if rates dip,
Mm-hmm.
We're able to pull up and see, okay, who has, who within the past, of forever has financed with us, that we could look to kind of save them some money.
I'm a fan of that every time.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Are there any other ways that you've seen people kind of finagle, or like any other experiences or opportunities you guys have to make offers that we do have more lucrative? Like I know once we used your
same as cash.
Yep,
same as cash.
And that was helpful for my clients. When we do have those nice homes that are ready to move in at a good price. I mean, those are the prettiest brides at the ball. Those are the ones that people get really excited about. So we still end up with multiples. And any way that we can leverage the security my clients have to get them what they want is something I want to definitely help them with.
Right.
So what is that? Explain a little bit about that program and what that looks like.
So Same as Cash is a program where you are still obtaining financing for the property, but there's no appraisal or financing contingencies. So if for some reason the financing were to fall through, somebody loses their job, anything like that, Metro Mortgage would personally, back that offer, and then we would do like an in-house hold it until we were ready to get them refinanced and then go from there. But there are definitely some qualifications for that, as far as, credit score, debt to income ratios, down payment amounts. We look at that program for every borrower to see if they would qualify, because it is such a good, strong program. But we have to make sure that those qualifications are met for sure.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Those are some, I really, again, not to just celebrate Metro Mortgage, but truly, that's literally why I send people to you guys as often as I can if they don't have somebody in mind.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, like, I don't know any other companies that are doing something like that. I haven't heard of it. And, and maybe they are out in the ether, but locally.
I've seen a couple, but we are definitely, super creative. We care about our customers, and it's always worth a second look.
Oh yeah.
If a lender, somebody gets denied, or they're not sure, or it just really doesn't sound right, definitely give us a call. We can look at everything for them and let them know. Just be that second set of eyes too.
Yeah. Oh, there's times I felt bad because I tend to give you the hard ones.
We take easy ones too. But
you do take easy ones too, because you're so good at getting through all these different things that come up and totally just taking care of it.
Yeah.
I love giving you, people are just like, yep, we're ready to buy, we're qualified, but I definitely feel confident when I have people that are on the edge of being able to be financed, or, you know, they may have had some things with their income that are kind of off or wonky, where a bank would say no, but there might be an opportunity where you guys might say yes.
Yeah, I mean, we look at things a little bit, you know, differently, and we're able to kind of calculate things and think of out of the box solutions,
which I love. Yeah. I love it so much. I totally abuse it as much as I can. So
that's okay.
Yeah. So besides those things, are there any other last tidbits or programs or opportunities you feel are important to tell people that are sitting there going, is this the right time to sell or buy?
You never know if it's the right time unless you try. I mean, reaching out is going to be the first step. You don't know what you don't know. That's our job. That's my job. That's your job. You know, reaching out to get started is really that first step. I mean, there's no obligation, just seeing, you know, what we can do, and if they're comfortable with that, or just having that conversation of where your comfort level is, where you want to be. So, I mean, yeah, that would be really about it. Just reaching out and taking that first step.
Just starting somewhere.
Starting somewhere, yes.
Yay. That's so exciting. Thank you so much for sharing all that with me.
Yes.
I will be sending this out in the email and all over the place. And if people need to get a hold of you, where can they find you?
They can find us on Facebook. They can find us on metromtg.com, or they can call us at 231-425-5555. Super easy. 555.
That makes
super
it really easy.
I know.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Sweet.